We have a bit of a special setup here today. We've set up the screen. Thomas brought his
trusty arcade stick.
Trusty arcade stick. We're here with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. Been many, many years since Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Thomas has been playing this a lot.
I must admit I still suck though, but yeah, I have been playing it a lot.
Yeah, we all know you suck, Thomas.
Shut up.
I haven't played it at all, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, character selection.
Yeah, let's get into it. Of course, we're gonna select versus, and one of the first things that everyone should definitely notice about the game is just the huge amount of characters that's included in the game. Capcom has really done a good job of both implementing characters from their own games, but also a lot of really cool characters, of course, from the Marvel universe. And what you can see here is that there's two ways of playing the game. There is simple, which is pretty much just your option for I want to push one button and see the screen explode in colors. And there is normal, where you manually get to do all the moves. So I'm gonna choose normal.
I'm gonna go for simple.
Yeah, and
I think that's easier.
Let's just choose some characters.
It's a really good mix of characters from some really cool.
Definitely is, definitely is. I'll go for Wolverine, of course.
I'm gonna go for, in that case, Deadpool.
Yep, I'm gonna go for Akuma from Street Fighter, and why not the Hulk?
Katana. There's some. I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah, that's super moves that you're actually able to recharge and just go completely bananas.
This is really cool. Super Scroll.
Yeah, go for it.
Tenderizer and MODOK.
Cheap character. All right.
Psionic Blast.
Background. The presentation of the game, especially when it comes to graphics, is actually really good. The characters up close doesn't really have that many details, but combined with the background and everything, it looks really good, especially because there's so many colors on the screen.
So you hardly see the characters?
Sorry,
straight into a super move. You blocked
that's
everything.
Easy mode for you.
But out of one of the big fighting games over the last couple of years is Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4. How does it compare to Super Street Fighter?
Well,
I think that's what a lot of people have been playing.
Actually, Street Fighter was kind of the reboot for, I would say, fighting series in general. I just put it in pause. Fighting series in general, because Capcom really managed to restart everything that is great about fighting games. And they did it in a super amazingly nice way, with really balanced game and everything. So Marvel vs. Capcom has always been like the naughty little brother to the Street Fighter series, because whereas Street Fighter is very precise in the strategies that you have to use for each character, Marvel vs. Capcom is much more about just going completely bananas, launching super attacks, doing combos, everything that you can muster in the few seconds that you actually have in an attack. And the third game definitely lives up to that, because it's got even more special moves and everything than the previous game.
But it's been many years now since Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And people have been waiting for it. It's a classic cult fighting game. Does it live up to the expectations that you had and you think that people have on?
Actually, my expectations were really low, because I hated the second game. I tried so many times to figure it out, and I never learned it, which of course led to hate. This has got tutorials where it actually shows you how to do some of the cooler things that you need to know to even compete in the game. The thing is, the tutorials are not really that good, because it says the motions, it actually says the moves you have to do, but it doesn't show you the motions of the moves, which is just mind-blowing in a really bad way. However, if you just keep on trying and actually learn all the things, it's a far better game also for new players to get into than the previous ones. What I really like about the game though is that it's very obvious that Capcom has used so much creativity in just recreating all the characters in the way they either appeared in the comics or in the video games that inspired them. And that means, for instance, Dante from Devil May Cry, you get Dante with all his moves. And he's super overpowered if you know how to play him, but that's part of the charm of the game. It's not the most balanced fighter, not the least because of the easy mode, where pretty much the screen is just filled with explosions all the time, and it looks really nice, and you feel like a fighting champion swords that have been playing this kind of game for years.
Yeah, cool.
So.
Can we go back to the game again? I think I just kicked Wolverine's ass.
I think you chose easy mode, yes. So here's Akuma, and he's gonna deliver ass kicking, and that's the first character. And here's a super move, which looks spectacular. And of course, the whole presentation, like I mentioned, is just pure comics, and I mean, I really like it. Oh, there's another special move.